Alright, Wagwan boys, welcome to my podcast. Okay, we have here Luke, Callum,
Ayo.
and Joe. Alright, so today we're going to be talking
No one's
about.
going to see this.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Well, I hate it.
Alright.
Are you right? Okay.
Shit.
Okay. But we're going to talk about Jeffrey Epstein's suicide.
Did he kill himself?
And did he kill himself? Do you guys know about Jeffrey Epstein? Do you know all the facts?
I
yeah?
know, but like George, for the sake of
Okay.
introduction, please tell us about Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, let me tell you about Jeffrey Epstein. So, this man was in prison for being a fucking sex offender, pretty much. He,
So, like, quite normal with American then, really.
yeah, pretty much. He like basically got a bunch of underage girls.
Wasn't
He was
basically,
procuring a
Uber
bunch of
Eats
girls.
for pedos?
Was
Yeah,
it
pretty
for-
much.
He was doing it for other.
Yeah, he was doing
like-
it for Prince Andrew.
every
and,
day.
He was doing it- he
loads
was
all
of
you
literally
see
other.
like the
It's
pedo
politicians
dude.
and
He was literally
rapists
kids.
Yeah,
having
he was
sex
doing it
with
for
little teens.
Yeah, so he was
everyone.
just literally splashing out them kids to like.
Yeah, no,
all
he
the
was literally, he was a
pedos
kid
were, like,
dealer.
high
He was
up.
basically a kid dealer.
He was a
He
kid
was a
dealer,
sex
yeah.
trafficker.
He was,
Yeah.
play, he, was
Without
he, was play, he was
effort.
basically like child trafficking, but like Uno style.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
plus
pretty
four,
much, plus four, yeah.
He looked at like a 14-year-old plus four,
Yellow
18-year-olds.
one.
Bam, done,
Yeah,
and
sorted.
then
exactly.
when the government
What a
came,
legend.
Just use that Uno reverse card, innit?
Yeah, exactly. He just
Like,
he
back
just
on them,
put
like,
it
yeah,
down.
It was all of them.
If
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein was like, if her age is on the clock, she's ready for the cock.
Yeah, no, pretty much. But yeah, he died on the 10th of August in.
Died.
Yeah, he died.
How
10th
did he
of August
die?
This year, okay.
How
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 did
did he die?
Apparently,
That's the thing.
Did he die?
That's the
he
thing.
did.
Maybe he's just done
Maybe
what
he's just
Michael
on
Jackson
Cuba
did
or
and just
something.
like fucked off
But
to
no,
Barbados.
Basically, they said he hung himself with his bed sheets. They hung himself with his bed sheets. All right.
Is that what
and
you think?
No, that's what they said.
Do
That's
they
what
have
they said,
official
yeah.
images?
That's what they said. They said he hung himself with his bed sheets.
Wasn't he a
from
fat
some-
git though? Wasn't he quite fat?
No, I don't think he was.
Nah, I thought he was like a moderately sized man.
I always
Yeah.
thought he was quite big.
He's
I was
not-
gonna
he's
say,
not
maybe
massive.
he smashed
But,
out the ceiling or some shit.
According to the prison, the security footage wasn't working.
But didn't he try
and,
to kill himself before?
he-
Apparently he tried and then it didn't work.
Yeah,
did
he
it again.
tried. No. What happened was
So
is
the
that
CCTV
someone,
cameras not working
no,
when he
someone
tried
in his
before?
cell who was a massive lad
Yeah.
basically beat him up, and he was found like unconscious in his cell. So they put him on suicide watch. They then took him off of suicide watch, and then they put him in a different cell with a different cellmate, and then they had two guards who were supposed to be checking on him every 30 minutes,
Right.
and then they had like cameras pointed at the cell, and on the day of his death, apparently the two security guards fell asleep at their desk that was like 15 meters away, so it
Someone
wasn't
who's
even
like,
that far.
So how high up they are, they do come up with the most fucking dumbest excuses.
Yeah, no, they
Right,
really
that's what we're
do.
gonna say. Should we say, you know, like the guards were on break? You know, no, we'll just say they fell asleep.
They
Just-
fell
just
asleep.
use-
What, on the side? Yeah, no, honestly, them fucking people out there, they are stupid.
Yeah.
Just say they fell asleep and.
And it'll be
we're
done,
fine,
mate.
you
It'll be
know?
done.
Look at Shrek. Look, the guards fell asleep there, and it worked perfectly. Yeah, so just go with that. Like
The US government used Kermit as a stand-in.
Yeah, they did.
No,
Yeah.
but how I think one of the
I'm
things
going to
is-
commit suicide.
Do you know what I reckon? Like maybe the big guy just butchered him to fucking death, and they didn't want to release that because they looked like the guards were maybe scared of how big that guy was.
No,
So they
what
walked out,
happened was
and he
is
butchered
that
the fuck
his
out of him
his
and died.
Big
how is
dick
it?
energy.
His hyoid bone was broken, which is like the bone just under here. It's like one of the, it's one
I
of
didn't
them.
even know that existed.
And apparently, it's more common in strangulation that breaks. They did an autopsy, and usually that happens
So
during
that fucker
break.
probably strangled him to death.
No, I think. Oh wait, he had.
Yeah.
Apparently,
sleep
one of the
he
guards-
had.
I mean, like hanging, choking.
Yeah, apparently, he
Saucy.
had.
Got a fetish right there.
Where is it?
Don't expose me on the podcast, man.
Yeah. People are watching.
Wait, how are they watching audio?
Oh my god,
my
how
God.
are
There's
they?
a
watching?
massive
How's
crowd.
that
There's
for a
massive
conspiracy?
crowd just out the
We should
window.
mash a cat out the window. Slap his nuts.
Yeah, apparently he had hemorrhage behind the eyes, which is more common in being strangled, and apparently he had like handcuff marks on his wrist. So,
So do
the
you know-
security
unless- do you
guards
know, like,
probably.
Have you ever seen like them things where I don't know what they're called, but they'll go behind someone, they'll put them behind their neck, and they'll squeeze it,
Like
and
the
it will like strangle you. And
like the
kill you.
fiber wire.
Fiber wire, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe,
fiber
I don't
wire.
know. Obviously,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but they
In
maybe could
Hitman.
have used
In
that, yeah,
Hitman,
in Hitman
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Goes
legend.
behind them and fucking like does that to him, and they're like dead.
Well, wouldn't
in a
that
few
Yeah.
have been like? There would have been marks on his neck.
I think there
somewhere.
probably was, but they. The reason he was killed is because Bill Clinton didn't want him to go to court and get all of this out, because he had a plane called the Nolita Express, which was basically a private jet with a bed on it, and Bill Clinton was on there about 30 times.
Bill Clinton was
Bill Clinton was getting involved with a bit of 14.
I love how the one specific detail you put about the plane is that it had a bed.
It had a bed on it.
That's
alright?
how private it is.
That's how
It had a
Basically,
fucking
had a
bed.
bed
It's
on
not that
it,
there was
yeah.
15 fucking underage kids.
Yeah, no, but you're trapped in the sky with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein and
Sponsored by
like Prince
Tings.
Andrew and
Yeah,
everything.
basically,
Obviously, he had the paedophile island as well, where
Well,
yeah, he had a
literally,
whole island
You literally
where
get
he
banged
just
up by like a load of guys. You might as well. Just
yeah,
take
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah,
So
pretty
You
much.
might as well put some effort in instead of fight and tire yourself out.
yeah, might as well.
You're in the air, do you know what I mean? You can't run. can
True,
you?
true.
Yeah, you
He's got a
can't
point.
run off. But yeah, Bill Clinton was obviously like, nah, mate, you're not getting all
Well,
of this
Bill
out
Clinton,
in
you
court.
know, he's probably one of the most dodgiest guys. Like,
Yeah,
man.
no.
There's so many controversies around him. The guy's a fucking tool.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Not-
who actually like is Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein is a stockbroker turned like
Paedophile.
procurer of like 13-year-old like underage girls. Like someone's like mum reported that like their daughter went to Jeffrey Epstein's like house, like mansion, and was paid 300,000 to massage him, which is the code word for basically
Wank
beating
him
the
off
brakes
and
off of her.
fucking take
Yeah,
out the shit
and yeah.
So wait, if they've like figured out this thing with Jeffrey Epstein and like there's all this proof and he's been, you know, he got done for it, why hasn't R. Kelly been done when there's so much proof against him?
'Cause he's black.
Yeah.
Do you think?
No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Well, no, but
honestly.
some people actually would say that. Like,
Yeah,
race
yeah,
comes
that's-
into it and they're like,
Yeah,
no, because-
race will be into it because they're like people like look at what happened with Black Panther, for instance. Like
Yeah.
people were like, oh, because it's an all black cast, well, nearly an all black cast.
white people shouldn't come.
People
and watch the
shouldn't
film.
come and watch it, and then like
yeah.
Wasn't there some woman who got like attacked or something?
I
Or
think
some woman got
something
like,
like that.
yeah, some woman got attacked for going to watch it because she was white.
And then all the people were like, if Black Panther doesn't end up on the Oscars or something like that, the Oscars are racist. Everyone's racist.
Is that what they were saying?
Pretty much, yeah. A lot of people were taken very close to heart, and being
Yeah.
like, and that I think that kind of
Huh?
plays.
It weren't even that good.
No, it won't.
It worked.
Don't say
no.
that though, alright?
Yeah, don't
Listen,
say that.
listen,
Don't
let's
say
get,
that.
let's
too.
get
I was
back
gonna
on.
say,
Let's
we're
get
going
back
from
on.
We're
Jeffrey
white. We don't have an
Epstein.
opinion.
Alright, let's get back on Jeffrey Epstein. So he had a madame. Oh yeah, why is it spiking like that? But he had a madame called Ghislaine Maxwell who would also get a bunch of like underage girls to go to different
Was it
properties.
only girls then? Or
It was.
there-
It was only girls.
it was
Yeah,
only
it was
girls,
only
'cause
girls.
obviously-
What a
As far as we know, it was only girls.
What a
and
legend.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Jesus.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah,
Peter
like
Epstein.
he had a $77 million property in New York that he
I'm
used to
sorry,
take
but
them to.
why are you gonna go to someone's house with the name Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Epstein and just got like why would you go to someone's house with the intent of going, I'm just going for a massage.
Because
It's
there's
okay,
300k
man.
involved in it.
300k.
Yeah, it's 300K
How old was the
involved, isn't
person?
Jeffrey Epstein, he was like mid 60s or 50s, wasn't he? I'm not 100%.
I think he
was
was.
around
Yeah,
that.
he wasn't like.
I'll do a young Jamie and I'll have a look.
What was the age range of the kids?
It was like.
It was quite
It was.
low, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was low. It was like 13.
Like mid, like
to-
teenagers. So they
Yeah, it'd
probably
be like
didn't-
13
a lot
to
of them
because
knew
it's
what was
America.
going
It'd be
on,
like 13 to.
So he pretty much had
17.
like an impromptu whole cast of High School Musical in his bedroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He,
Pretty
he had the
much.
whole cast of High School Musical.
He had
in
Hannah
his bedroom.
Montana there, like, you know.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Best of both worlds.
Exactly.
She switched her wig halfway through.
He was. Oh, it's not saying how old he was. He was born in 1953.
He's like
Died 10th of August 2019.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at him and he just screams fucking nonce, doesn't he? He was 66.
Yeah, he had like a blackmail.
Yeah, he was 66, so he was pretty old.
Yeah, but he had like a blackmail thing where he would photograph like. See, have you seen the photo of Prince Andrew and the white banister with like the underage girl
No.
and stuff? Oh,
What's
there's
that
there's a photo of Prince Andrew in his house that Jeffrey Epstein took in somewhere. I think it's in London somewhere.
Mhm.
It's like a, I don't even know where, but basically it's just Prince Andrew with this underage girl, and there's a white banister, and someone like another conspiracy theory like man went over there, knocked on the door. Knocked on the
Conspiracy theory,
door.
man.
Yeah, that's just another conspiracy theory, man. But he went to the door, knocked on it, no one answered, and then the maid opened it, and you could see the
Right.
white banister from the thing. So,
Yeah.
and he used to blackmail people so that he couldn't like.
Be found out.
Yeah, exactly, and he couldn't.
Well,
do
he was,
anything.
you know, he was rich, famous, and powerful. You know, when you've got all of that.
I wouldn't say
pretty much-
famous. I never
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
about
no,
it.
he
I
wasn't
know.
famous.
But, you know, he's known. Do you know what I mean?
He's in
Like,
politics.
yeah,
That makes
Yeah.
it enough
like,
for him.
yeah. So he's rich, famous, and he's high up, like in kind of, you know.
Like
So
society.
he can, in a way, he can, you know, blackmail people because of his power and because of his
Yeah,
money.
he was
Yeah.
also like a big drug dealer. That's how he like got. Yeah, he used to have like
What did he do?
a bunch of. He used to sell a bunch of cocaine and stuff.
Oh God, he's
like,
dead now.
Yeah, yeah. No, he used to sell like a bunch of drugs, and that's how he got rich. He wasn't rich because he was a stockbroker.
His own island.
Yeah, he the paedophile island. Yeah,
That's literally what it is.
yeah. It's
So
a
what, he
paedophile
get,
island.
like,
he
13
got
to
13-year-olds. He shipped them out.
Girls.
Yeah, he
36
shipped them
girls.
out.
That's how many he
36,
shipped.
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
But what did he do with them when they got there?
Probably
massage.
just shared
Just
them
give him
out.
a cup of tea or something, did he?
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
Well, he might have been one of them weirdos that likes to treat them well and then just fuck them, or he might just be like, just go straight into like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, and if you don't, we're gonna kill you.
Man said, hee hee.
Fucking MJ him quick, but MJ was into boys though.
Again,
Yeah,
best of both
Epstein
worlds.
was,
Hannah
uh,
Montana. Switch of
Epstein
the
was a
wig.
different case.
Yeah.
You see.
So what do you believe?
A switch of the
I-
wig.
he was
fucking real quick.
definitely murdered because Bill Clinton obviously didn't want it all to go
Yeah.
out into court. Because obviously, if he went to court, then he would have to discuss his plane, the sex island, everything like that,
Yeah.
and obviously
So
it would all
just
come
didn't
out.
want that.
And he was and Bill Clinton, obviously being a dodgy man himself, was probably
Yeah, he's
just like,
already
"Do you
got-
know
he's already
what?
got
We should probably kill this man.
He's already got a shit ton of rumours stuck on him. He probably doesn't want that. As
Yeah,
well.
exactly. Like all you have to do is pay him, like pay
I mean,
the
is that,
two
um,
security guards, and bang, he's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, if they order them to do it, the security guards can't just say no, can they? Do you
yeah,
know
no,
what I mean?
not of course.
Especially for
Yeah.
a price.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
But has that island actually been like gone to?
Yeah,
and
what's
thoroughly
happened to
searched?
it?
Because
I don't
what's
know.
happened
I'm
to
not
I
being
think
funny,
it,
but
I think
how
it
do they
might
not
be
know
like
that they
raided.
might have got him? You know, they might have got him out in the middle of the night, put him in some sort of car, like a blacked out car, taken him to his fucking thing, and said, "Yeah, do you know what? You can stay on that paedophile island." For the rest of your life."
Imagine just like some people just like you.
And they've got enough money to do that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine if people just like use satellite mode on Google Maps, just look at the island, just look at all the little kids.
Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
just
Be like,
hit him
hmm.
up from the back.
It's just there like,
With a fucking, like,
fu-
I don't
and then
know.
like there's like a tag on it like 5-star rating of paedophile island.
Yeah, paedophile island, 5-star rated. Yeah.
Trivago, we've got to go and check on Trivago.
Yeah,
see what everyone's
exactly.
saying. No, but you know, I think there's so many things that like.
Sex trade, Trivago.
Hello, sir. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a nice island to stay with.
Looking
Fuck
for a
load
nice
of kids. Well, Jeffrey
13-year-old.
Epstein's got one of them. Paedophile island. Yeah, put me in a flight, please.
Yeah.
What's your price range between 8 and 14?
Underdeveloped. No, but yeah, like it for me. Like if he was to kill himself, there's a part of me that wouldn't be like. I think I wouldn't be surprised with whatever outcome comes out. If he actually did kill himself, I'd understand. You know, he didn't want to like face the reality of people hating on him for being a paedophile and couldn't deal with it and the guilt and stuff, so he killed himself.
I mean, why would he care? He's
Well,
dead now.
He would, yeah.
When did he get charged with all this?
It was.
It was like he
Don't
got
know.
charged, got put in,
I'll
and then
check.
basically apparently committed suicide. Like,
Yeah.
a
Bruh.
few weeks later, I think.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
it wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't a
long he was
massive
in there.
amount of
It
time. Like,
wasn't
he was
long
banged
that
up
he was
for
in
long.
there. Yeah.
So they probably put him in. If they did murder him, they probably did put him in jail or put him in wherever they put him in, knowing that he was going to be murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably just made it
definitely.
easier for them to do.
2008.
Was it
Oh, it was
2008?
2008.
Wait, what's this?
Oh, he's been in there for ages. Then.
Oh,
Has he been banged up for that
shite.
long? That's the thing. He might not have been banged up for that long.
Wait, so a whole 11 years of being in prison?
Well, we don't
No,
know.
he was
if
only in there for 13 months.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
was
see, he
only
wasn't
there
in
for a
prison. He
year
wasn't in
and a
prison
bit.
for long.
A year and a month.
But
he was in there.
what a ride he had in jail, though, eh?
Yeah, got fucked up. By
Beat
some
up by a
massive
like he was.
fucking
He was a
unit.
giant. He was a giant.
Where
that
was
man.
he? He was
So
from
then he
some
got-
foreign
so he
country.
Yeah,
as
he was
well.
from
back
like
into
Italy
It was
somewhere.
Italy or
and he
something like that,
he
some
just-
big
yeah,
fucking
he went sicko mode.
pasta munching motherfucker just
Yeah,
came
he
in
just
like,
Bro.
went sicko mode.
it's a me! Bang, bang, it fucked him up.
Yeah.
And he got banged up bad, like,
Pasta
But
bunch.
do you think it was a suicide, or do you think it was just Bill Clinton?
Well, what
being like,
happened
I
"Wagwan"?
after his death? What happened?
like they
What
kind
happened
of
to the
it just got
backlash?
exposed that they just basically said he committed suicide. Then everyone was quite interested. They said that the security cameras weren't working, but then for on that week that he committed suicide. But my interest is the week before he'd been beaten up, so where were the security cameras then when he was getting fucked up by some big fuck off blow?
I think personally, like if like obviously if people the government's all like, oh, CCTV footage wasn't that great, but guards were asleep, and to be so quick on putting suicide as the main blame point,
Yeah.
it doesn't exactly look good to
No, it
say.
doesn't look good.
It doesn't
Yeah,
look
no.
good at all. It screams cover up
Yeah.
to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does.
It's like
But it doesn't matter to them because they have like all the power in the world. Like we are nothing to them. Like they don't even
like
care.
I said,
It's
I said earlier, like they think that we believe the security guards fell asleep. It's like, oh right, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
look
Like
past
we're
that.
gonna look past, but we
Yeah.
can't do anything about it, obviously. 'cause
The
Well,
go-
yeah,
it's
like
all
you
just
said,
higher
whatever,
ups.
whatever. Realistically, our word doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, no,
we
it
can
doesn't.
say whatever we want.
We
to
can
say,
say
but our
anything
word
and
does
it
not
won't
mean
matter.
shit.
The government's trying to cover it because now they're able to flex that they've now inherited the pedo island.
Yeah, no, exactly. They've just got an
It's
island for
America,
free.
They've just got a whole
They've
island.
just got a whole
They're
island
desperate
for
for
I
free.
mean, Michael Jackson, Neverland.
Oh,
We've got a whole
get
fucking
out,
island.
mate. We've got Little Saint James. That's
Exactly.
what the island was called.
That's also the little boy's name
That
too.
doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me. It's called- of course, it's got Lily in it.
Yeah, of course it has Little Lynn.
No, but like I said, like they've got enough money and power to cover it up. Like that, like this whole thing is a fucking conspiracy theory's wet dream. It's that easy to look
Yeah,
through
exactly.
and kind of go bollocks.
Yeah.
Like with let's say obviously not like 9/11. That's a lot harder to break down compared to this. It's quite they're not.
It's
help-
quite easy.
By saying that the guards fell asleep, the security cameras weren't
Yeah.
working that
He was
week.
supposed to be checked up on every 30
but they
minutes.
somehow forgot,
and they just
like, they're
fell
not
asleep
working
and
for, like,
for-
the biggest like thing like
It's just,
in that.
it's dumb.
It's just stupid. Like,
Surely you think they'd have like the guards would have like a shift, like night shift guards
they,
and stuff.
and
Yeah,
they've
exactly.
probably got like at least
Well, have
100
at least have
guards.
a,
They've probably got,
have
like,
a
a
little
few couple
alarm
guards
clock, you know
ready
what
and
I'm saying?
waiting.
Guards as
Let
well,
it bung
not like
off.
fucking
Yeah.
newbies. They've got well-trained
Yeah,
guards.
well-trained
who know how to, like,
guards.
sort out a riot or sort out a
Yeah.
fight and stop it.
But you thought
like,
you
oh,
just
whoops,
sli-
he's
you
dead.
just sleep on the rapist.
I mean, unless this sounds stupid, but unless they did spike the guards' drinks and they somehow like put something in the guards' drinks to make them fall asleep so they weren't there to see it. But even then, it's like
Who
it's
done
not
that,
like the guards aren't going to get the guards would give.
Are you right? You broken?
Jeffrey Epstein's rising is also his downfall. Like he slept with kids, the guards
Yeah.
slept on him.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
He's dead.
So it's kind of like it's a bit ironic.
Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
guards would give a blind eye for like a backhand, like if you know what I mean. Like let's be realistic. Like if the guards were there, whoever went in there to kill him probably gave them a fucking load of money and said fuck off.
I
for
think
the
it
kid.
was the guards that
No,
killed
it's
them.
all like.
Do you
it's
think?
all-
Yeah,
it's
I think
all
because
like-
he was handcuffed. There was
But
like stuff on his
but
muscles that
maybe
were like.
other guards or people who are like highly trained killers or something. I mean, this is all coming like obviously I don't know.
Or maybe he wanted to go out like a kinky fucker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
No,
paid
was a
him.
bit of a kinky
He
fucker,
he
you know
he
what
had
I
a
mean?
history, so like
Maybe he gave the security guards the island just to strangle him.
Yeah. Like, look, I know you're gonna kill me, but you can have the island if you put the handcuffs on me. Why? Just because it just gives me a bit of
Banter, innit?
arousement before I die. Do you know what I mean? At least I go out with a stiffy. So. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Jeffrey got the stiff eater.
Yeah.
Look, what do you think?
This is not what to say, is it?
No, there's not really.
He's trying to protect the fact that he has his own island.
I think. Do you know what I think it is? Like,
Fuck, they figured it out.
Yeah. Damn it.
I think it's just so stupid that there's not a lot to say about it because it's so clearly blatant and obvious
That it
he
was a
didn't
cover-up.
I mean, even if he did kill himself, how do we not know that they said like, look, like they threatened him with something, like saying maybe he killed himself because they said, look, when you get out, you're gonna be killed. I know that sounds stupid, but they must have said something to him about getting out and that his life isn't going to be the same now, and they're going to have to.
I
do
think Clinton just didn't want it all to go to.
Yeah.
court.
I think he's
I just
baiting
think
and
it's-
killed himself, and it's just something that we never.
Yeah,
find out.
I feel like the
Yeah.
fact he had a pedo island, he had multiple counts of rape, he got figured out.
He was
he
in the
was-
government as
he
well.
was
which
governing
they
the
don't
government.
want.
People are gonna go after people like that. People who try and
Yeah.
cover up their tracks. People will go after like either like random people
He's
just
a
got
risk, do you know what I
and
mean?
like-
He's like the way the government and Bill Clinton and all them not see it, he's a risk to them,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a risk to like being exposed. So they don't want to have that kind of like, I don't know what the word is for him. It's like a word where someone like you have isn't really like shouldn't be trusted and is like not safe for you.
He's like the American
I can't
Jimmy
think of
Savile,
it. Do
isn't
you know what I mean? Do you know what kind of word I
Pretty
mean?
much,
Pretty
yeah.
much the American
Yeah,
Jimmy
Prince
Savile.
Andrew was
think.
friends with Jimmy
I'm not too
Savile.
sure.
That's enough
He's a
for thing.
liability. That's the one.
Yeah, he's a liability.
He's a
to the
liability
government
to-
because-
Figured it out.
because he hasn't. Yeah. Because he's he's a pedo and he obviously doesn't really look after himself. After being found out he's a drug dealer, pedo, they're not going to want someone like that with them. Do you know what I mean?
Imagine having that on your resume.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Epstein,
So
what have you
Jeffrey
got?
Epstein,
Jeffrey.
Drug dealer, paedophile.
drug dealer, massive drug and paedophile. Right, 2 years and
All right, well,
Fucking mint.
fucking
fucking mint.
Fucking
Think
mint.
we're gonna have to wrap it up now. Right.
Ah, I guess so.
That is.
It's a long.
It's
a bit
podcast.
long.
I feel like we could
I
like
think we're way
save it,
We're way over.
Do you think?
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean we cut. Doesn't mean we have to cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can probably just cut we can probably like cut it until 50 minutes and then save the rest for us lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen to this podcast.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
would
I'd
listen to
listen to
it.
this over. And just
If
think,
you were to
"Oh,
edit it and I would listen to it.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Stop it.
Right.
Safe
Thanks
week.
for the
Safe B.
safe G's.